Well, good morning and welcome to Motivational Monday. I hope all is well and I hope that you guys have had a beautiful weekend. Guess what, guys? We are here with you and I hope that you guys are here with us today. And we're going to be talking about our in session. I thought it would be good in case you guys didn't know that I do an in session more so for the public. And as we do in session, we want you to know how very serious we are about the in sessions that we do. Just one moment. And our new numbers. We want you to have that first up as you guys are listening from everywhere. And what we'd like to do is have you guys tell us where you're calling from. No addresses, please. So, first off, I'd like to say that I'm thankful for life. When you see what other people go through, you start to appreciate the life of everyone. Because everybody hasn't been so fortunate with these fires. I just want to talk about these fires and I want us to really be thankful. Are you thankful? I know that I am. Here are the numbers to call in from locally. If you're in California, 661-406-8419. 661-406-8419. Our toll-free number is as follows. And I don't know if you guys have tried it out, but do try it out. The toll-free number. And I want you guys to be able to make use of that. Call in with your comments. Let us know how you're doing. Because that's important. You hear from us. We'd like to hear from you. Our toll-free number, 888-721-9260. Call in with your comments, questions, and concerns. Even if you want to inspire us, even if you want to use our platform to be able to do something inspirational, we are open to that. The Healing Center is open, everybody, in my town, which is the high desert, Palmdale, California. It is open, and we'd love for you to come on down. I gotta tell you about my weekend, and as soon as my co-host gets here, comes online. So, our weekend. Why did we have a good time this weekend? We want to say first off, thank you for those of you who are on board with us all about the Healing Center. Thank you so much. We have just gotten 15 chairs. And thank you to those of who know who you are for being so kind and donating to us those 15 chairs. Thank you. And I'd like to say we did a demo of our expression through art. Expression through art. And I'm going to be putting those pictures up on our website. Or our page here on Facebook. I don't know if they're already up on YouTube. Good morning, Trish.
Good morning.
And my weekend, Saturday, my two nieces came in and we painted butterflies. Imagine that. And you know what I thought about? Aha, I can use this as a demo for our expression through arts. And that's what we have, guys. We have expression through art. It is our creativity workshop. It's going to involve intense artistry. We're going to have a sip and paint. Okay. No alcohol, please. No alcohol, please. But a sip and paint. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be putting a schedule together so that you will know about events if you want to join us virtually. That is still in the plan. You know, my mom always said, never forget where you came from. No matter what happens in life, never forget where you come from. And where we came from was virtual video. That is forever going to be at your access. We are putting the word out, and we had a really good time doing butterflies. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're just in the beginning stages. I can't wait for you guys to see the finish. I'm excited. Let us know how your weekend went. If you got inspired to do something better. If you're not inspired, tell us what you'd like to do for the year 2025. Trish, how was your weekend?
I had a great weekend. I got a lot of rest this weekend so I can begin this school week refreshed. So I enjoyed my weekend.
Very nice. And Trisha's in college. Yeah, we're so excited. You know, I love the fact that Trish and I, even though of varying age difference, not too far off though, but you guys get a mix up of older and younger. And I meant for it to be like that because we have a lot of you that are listening. Sometimes you may think that the older ones don't understand, and then the older, mature ones may go to the more experienced. But we have a nice balance, don't you think, Trish?
I think so too. It's amazing that you mentioned that because I never saw it like that, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And I really love Trish. Trish, I love you and I appreciate your amazingness, your creativity. You know, if I've ever bugged you and pushed you for something and you felt like I was being mean, I'm going to apologize. Yes, I do. But now I want to publicly apologize because every time I put something forth for you to do, you always come back and it's done in a way that I never saw it. But I could say a sentence to you how I want something to look, and you will bring it back, Trish. And I say that, excuse me, I say that from the deepest part of me because I never saw anything like it. Every time I ask you to do something, you bring it back to me, and it's like, wow, this girl should be working for Disney. Do you hear that, guys? Every time. So I see something great for you, and I want you to know that. And I'm so grateful, and that's why today I want to motivate every one of you. If you think that something is impossible, you are possible. In Trisha's every sense of the word, impossible, because that really means I'm possible, and you are possible, Trish. And I want to say a special thank you. And we need to be more thankful, guys. We need to be more thankful of those around us, because Trish really started with me from the ground up. And I knew in my heart that there is something special about her. So we push for greatness. I love the support. Her parents, thank you, parents, for allowing this college student to come in and put a face to Vibe Talk. And I know the thank yous are hard for you to take, but you deserve a thank you. If there were any awards to be given today, you would definitely get that. I spent the weekend also looking really briefly on the things that we have done in the last 5 years. And boy, that's a lot of time and a lot of effort. Thank you. You know, being motivated when you love to do something, and this episode is let's get motivated. Let's get motivated. You guys come in, you listen. You know, sometimes we think that it's only Trisha and I on the radio, but it isn't, because we come back and we notice that people are clicking. I just did an in session, and Trish, I got to tell you this. Thank you for staying on me about the in session. Trish always says, you're going to do an in session. And I know what she's telling me. She's not asking me, she's telling me. Keep that up. So thank you for your motivation, because it inspires me. Thank you. So I did an in session, and we're going to talk about in sessions today because we want you to know that they are there, and it's what it is a virtual group meeting for you. I'm basically in formation of talking with just myself. How many people have actually talked to themselves? Have you, Trish?
Yes, I have.
I'm actually talking to myself, but really exchanging words that I want you guys to be able to call in and give your thoughts. If you don't know what in session is, go to YouTube. We're doing it, guys. And so I sat with myself and I thought, you know, instead of just putting a card on YouTube and saying in sessions, I'm going to go a little deeper. And I had a live video up of me, and I was very critical of it because I look like I just woke up. My eyes are tired, and I was trying to just let it be. Because I'm always talking to you guys about accepting who you are. But no. I don't want to give any bad reputation because I looked a hot mess. So what I did was put my picture in and what we've done. All the creativity. So you'll see that with the word in session. Because you guys don't know who you're talking to. You don't know how I look. You don't know how, you know how I sound. You know that I'm Nisi and you know that Trish is. What's your name, Trish?
I'm Treasure. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So you don't see this. But Trish has given me some inspiration because on her uh, Trish's Treasure, Trish will come in live. And I love that. And I said, I want to do that. But I'm so critical, because I want to look my best. You know what I'm saying? And so Trisha's encouraged me to come out, come live. You know what I'm saying? And I tried, Trish. I really tried to keep that video up. But I was like, oh, that's a bad video. That's a bad thing. I was tired. Lack of
It's
sleep.
okay because I was gonna say it's okay because it wasn't easy for me either. I had years of practice on my old YouTube channel.
You
So it was like, and it was hard for me to do my Trish's Treasures too, with me being out because I haven't vlogged in a while. I haven't been on camera in a while. But I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this to be seen. I'm doing this for the message. So
That's it.
that's so that's what motivates me.
So we get motivated around here. Trish motivates me just like she kept asking me about the in sessions. And that let me know that we're getting good views from you guys because you know what? Trish checks that page. I look at it if I can at least once a week, just to see if you guys are paying attention to us. Um, because I don't have any go backs of saying, Trish, I don't like the way you did this. Everything she has done, she's put her heart and soul into it. I couldn't ask for any more. And so to get to our in sessions, you will see that it'll be a collage of me. Uh, I love that picture. In fact, I was going to be in I was actually in my ministry, and I was in a car with a friend of mine. And you know what I said? She's going to kill me because I had to crop the picture out. But that was a good day for me. And you can really see it in my face. So that was my my best picture. And so I chose that one. So you guys get to see what we look like. Um, we will continue, ladies and gents. We will continue to bring you nothing but the best because we strive for excellence. We make mistakes. There's some days where we're having on both ends internet, world of internet. It's like a car. It works when it wants to. And so we try to make up for the times that we're not here. And we're so motivated by all of you. You know, since we're talking about being motivated, I want to talk to you guys about something. And I want to give you heads up. Trish and I'll ask Trish too, because I don't want to speak for her. I want her to be able to tell you how she feels. How I feel is, You guys don't say negative things. We have run this program for 5 years, and if we've gotten anything negative, it's been 1, 2 comments. But you know what? You've let us know that you like what we do. And we want to say thank you, because if you don't watch, how will you know? Come a little closer. If you don't watch, how will you know? You're familiar with us. You know, it took us a very long time to get to 50 subscribers at YouTube. We're at 50 with 500 and some 14 videos. If you think that you've saw them all or you've seen it all, oh no. We ask that you go and browse our channel. We've got 5 years of excellence, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. Nothing but. Because, see, our YouTube channel is not just any channel brought to you by Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. Our Vibe Talk channel is all about your mental and emotional health. And it's in a form of a discussion, because nobody's a doctor. I've said it from the very beginning. And I remember once when Trish, I will never forget this. She says, and I quote, "You don't have to be a doctor." And I appreciated that, and I never forgot that. But there's so many podcasts out there, ladies and gents, gentlemen that you are. We wanted to experience something that people refuse to address. We have come together in such a way that you guys continue to listen, because you know that we have to check into our mental and emotional health. We have to ask ourselves, what is the matter? Because, see, we like to understand people, right? We like to sympathize with them. We like to give our opinion. But Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast is all about checking in and getting into the discussions that people normally, people normally think about, but nobody wants to address it. I remember some years ago when I talked about the elephant being in the room, and then Trish went away and she drew a picture of what that looked like. The elephant standing on top of the person. See, we all have elephants in the room, and sometimes we don't want to address it. All 514 something, correct me if I'm wrong, Trish, discussions have addressed emotional and mental awareness. People feel like they're stigmatized because they want to address an issue. And you know what? To heck with all that. Because checking in is so that you don't check out. Because we have a lot of that going on. Somebody's done it today, checked out for good. And so these conversation pieces that we've had, and you can go to our YouTube page and you can look at the titles, because the titles are important. And Trish will ask me every day, what is the title? And this one is Let's Get Motivated 2025. You can't go away and just pretend like you didn't see the title, right? It's like going to the movies and you're checking out all the titles because the titles are what's going to get you interested. See, you don't have to join YouTube channel. You pay no money. You just click and subscribe. We'll take the 50 that we have because the 50 that we have, they're going to share the podcast with us. And what Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast is getting real and raw with yourself, with myself. And it addresses things that, again, nobody wants to talk about. And that's why I feel for anything that we're presenting, it'll be unforgettable because the way that we're presenting it. And that's where Trish comes in because she knows how to think and how to feel and how to present it. Our YouTube channel could have been any old way, but Trish took that on even without asking. She suggested, and I thought, wow. So we have truly been blessed to have this channel, this platform. We will deal with social, emotional, we will deal with mental, we will deal with physical, and even hear us talk about spiritual things. For those of you who are not spiritual, we accept you as well. What we'd like you to do is be aware. You know, the fires. The fires hit so close to home for me because it was in my town. It was in my town. Now, do you suppose that if it wasn't in my town, would I still be affected? Of course I would. There are some podcasts that we have done that have greatly affected me. The fire has been one of them. But do you guys remember when we had the shooting and those children were harmed at that school? You remember that one? That one affected me because you could tell that the air had changed. People were hugging their kids a little bit tighter, holding their kids' hand a little bit more. I noticed that. Why am I bringing this up? Because these are the things real life motivates us. You know, sometimes people walk around with as if their eyes are closed. Even the blind are feeling the changes that we are seeing among us. Nobody wants to talk about. People will soon forget about these fires, and I even had talked to Trish about the fire and that I wanted a video and I wanted a certain song. You can't find any negative in that video called There's No Place Like Home. Trish did a beautiful job with that. The images are heart-wrenching. But the message behind that was to appreciate home. It wasn't to make fun of people that didn't have a home. It wasn't to forget about your pets. It was simply about life. And in the hustle and bustle of life, things happen. And this is early, ladies and gentlemen. This is early in 2025. We're not even out of January, and here we were faced with this. We want you to realize that life happens. We want you to be more grateful that life happens. I was just, again, getting after my young adult son this morning, and I want to share this with you because nobody is perfect. Sometimes our young people take life for granted. They don't know what it is to switch shoes. Here's the assignment for today. I want you to switch shoes with somebody. And I want you to try them on for size and see how comfortable it is or how comfortable it is not. Why am I having you do that? So that you know what it's like to fit other people's shoes. Stop taking life for granted. Be thankful that you wake up in the morning and your loved ones are still here. Because you know what? Somebody didn't wake up under a roof, and somebody's loved one didn't wake up today. Try on shoes for size. If you're a family, switch shoes today. That seems like a very menial tax, little thing to do to some people. But the significance of it will greatly impact you if you choose to do it. Try it on for size. You know, we see babies, we see little kids who try to walk in our shoes, and it's comical when they try to put on mom or dad's shoes and their feet are so tiny. One day they're going to be able to fit those shoes. But until you fit them, appreciate what you have. The places that your feet have been on solid ground or on unsteady grounds. See, we worry and freak out about earthquakes in California, but some of us have lived unsteady lives. How would you like to get up and have your house burned to ashes, not knowing where you're going to live or what the next step is for you? And that's the point that I try to bring home to my young adults who are grown men. Stop taking life for granted because we don't know what's going to happen in the next hour. Try on other people's shoes on for size because you're never too big or too small to humble yourself to be able to say, when I ask you the next time, yes, I've walked in other people's shoes. And until you do, don't mock people. You know, a lot of Facebook, you know, when you go to the comments, if you've ever went to the comments, there are literal people that will get on and you could be in a full conversation about anything. And there's always that one person, and I want you to call in and beg to differ with me if you don't find it so. And our number is here for 1-888-721-9260. We want you to call in and tell me if this is not true when you see people. You can be looking in the comments and you've always got the wise guy or the wise girl that says something that starts a fuel. And I always ask myself, why do people do that? Why do you want to start a fight on somebody else's What is the significance of doing that? Does that motivate you? Or do you get some kind of thrill because you have now started a fire? No pun intended, because that's what you feel. Fueled is a fire. And both people who engage in this argument, they're igniting the fire to fuel. Somebody's got to blow that fire out. See, it's starting. It takes us away from the actual meaning or message. I don't care what it could be about. Somebody's baby, somebody's food, somebody's hair, and and allowing people to express their freedom. So the next time that you see a post, don't try to engage somebody and take them away from however they're feeling. Don't do that. My mom always had this saying, if you don't have anything said, what's the next one? If you don't have anything to say, what's the next one? You all know it.
Don't say it at all.
Don't say it. You see what happens? People could have perfectly good meaning. I remember, because I'm going to go back to the home video that we posted, and Trish said to me, well, somebody put on here, what about the pets? We didn't do an oversight of pets. We were thinking about the people. We weren't putting messages that we weren't concerned about the animal, but the narrow-minded people saw that. And that's what I'm going to call it narrow. The message behind that was appreciating what you have. And if you listen to the lyrics of Miss Stephanie Mills, you will understand why that song was chosen. Have I made myself clear? Because anything is going to benefit somebody somewhere at some time. And after all, if you don't like our Facebook pages or our YouTube channel, you're always free to make your own. But we're not going to get into fueled arguments because the world has had enough of that. We don't do that here. We're not going to leave you any open spaces. We're not going to even entertain you when you're writing negativity, because that detracts from our message if we were to do that. So you know what we did? We simply took the comment off. It was an opinion, but you see, something like that gets something started, and that's why we all have to check into our mental health, because things are not going to affect you the way that they might affect another person. Things are not going to affect me the way that it might affect you. We need to be cognizant, and we need to be mindful that everybody can have their say. We are not going to give you a platform to pick and choose what you don't like. If you don't like us, you simply don't have to engage with us. If you love us, we want to hear from you. Even if you don't like us, call us, tell us. Because there's going to be somebody somewhere at some time that doesn't like what we do. But so far, I want to say thank you for those of you who do. If you're hearing this podcast for the first time and you want to know what we are, who we are, where we come from, how we do it, when we do it, can I just say this to you? Are you ready? I'd like to say that we have left you a QR code. That QR code is going to lead you right to us. Isn't technology beautiful? When it wants to work, it motivates us. So therefore, nobody has to say, what are you guys? Who are you guys? You're going to get the information just by our picture today. We're going to leave our images so that you understand. Do yourself a favor. Keep us in mind, because we're going to use our platform to motivate you, and we will continue to motivate others. This is Motivation Monday, in case you haven't figured it out. And we are our Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. Don't forget that the Healing Center is open. Doors are open. If you need an emergency appointment, you can come right in. All you have to do is call, and I will meet with you. We have same-day appointments, if at all possible. You can walk in, you can visit. We've had people actually do that. And if you want to be in our group virtually, we still do group. You can be tied in right to the live group. Everyone that has been likes it. I had a man the other day who is involved in the recovery center that's in the same building, the AA part of it. And he wanted to meet with me, and he had been waiting to meet with me. There were two educators there, colleagues of mine, because I am a retired educator for children. Anyway, he was there, and I got to tell them what it was all about. They really liked the idea. Because you see, when you have an idea, it is not, why didn't I think of that? It's, wow, they thought of that. What can I do to extend services? Because I'll tell you something about people. Sometimes we get motivated, and we get motivated not for the positive, but we get motivated because we see somebody else doing something great. And we want a piece of it. And you can have a piece of motivation, but don't try to steal what they've already started. Sometimes you have people like that. I want you to get motivated, but I want you to get motivated on something that is your passion. We share with you each time that we're doing our podcast. We are national. People all across the country have called here. We have an 800 number for you. We have QR codes for you. Anything that you want to know. Once I've learned how to use the QR codes, because believe me, the thing that I said about the young and the older, and how it's a great fit for Trisha and myself. Because Trisha knows I'm no good at technology. But once I know how to use it, I'm great. But I think that the QR codes are going to do us a lot of good, because you guys are going to get to sit with yourself, and you're going to get to find out what we really are all about. I only want you to click because you have gotten something from it. Back to In Sessions. In Sessions is like me in a room by myself, and I'm able to talk to the audience. The purpose of the In Session is, let's say you need to get something off of your mind. You're going to call in. I start a conversation, but you can actually ask questions. You can join in the conversation about what you want to share, because it'll be about varying subjects, whatever is on your mind. In Sessions right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to be aware of what is happening. You ready for it? In Sessions right now has an end. I have just put it up. I did one the other day. Let me tell you. And then we're going to go to Trisha's treasure. Let me tell you. In Sessions. 89 place. Thank you. Why am I telling you a number? Because that's how we know if people like this or not. They're going to be willing to listen to it. So chime in. By the way, our YouTube page is now having live audience. We will let you know how we're going to start the live audience when you want to come in, okay, for YouTube. Thank you for our 50 subscribers. Thank you. We're going to be right back with our podcast on Let's Get Motivated. We'll be right back. Podcast. We're back. And now it's time for Trisha's Treasures. Trish?
Motivation is like a fire, but a fire of passion, a fire of willingness, and a fire of confidence. And it's not easy to find, but once you get it, once you have it, you want to keep that candle lit. And there's also the wrong kind of motivational fires, which is, for example, greed, or you're upset with someone, so you're motivated to make their life miserable because you don't forgive them, and things like that. But we're not talking about that kind of motivation. And if you have those sorts of motivation, I hope you find the healing that is within you for that. So the motivation that we are that we're discussing here today is the motivation to continue to keep going with your goals, or to begin. And something that comes with beginning your goals, it's obstacles. Things happen, trials happen, and sometimes it's hard to overcome those things. And sometimes the people around you don't understand how it affects you and how it's affecting your motivation to continue to keep going. Like the person in your circle, you think they have an amazing business, they're doing so well, and all of a sudden you see that their motivation is just deteriorating. And you're wondering what happened to them. I used to look up to them. They were motivated. What happened? And those are good questions to ask them. Like, what's going on? Are you okay? That motivates them to check in with themselves and continue to check in and get back to where they used to be or be even better than they were before. So, if you are having issues with feeling motivation or wondering, how do I keep that drive going within me to continue to be the best that I can be? It's within you. And it took me a while to understand that because I have my motivation deteriorates. All humans, we go through that. I had one, and sometimes I I'm just wondering, okay, I lost my music ability. I'm not motivated to make music. I feel like all my songs sound the same. I feel like I feel like where's your voice at? Like you just hit that note yesterday. Where is it now? Why can't you record it? I go through that a lot. And I'm actually going through that right now. But what motivates me is I know it's hard, but I listen to myself. I do. And it's very, very hard. But I listen to myself and I think about, okay, so what inspired this song? What are the lyrics talking about? Or what gave me the motivation to write this in the first place? And I find myself saying, okay, like I actually like that song. Like I feel like I did a great job on that. Like wow. And I don't look at the numbers on my music. It's hard to not do that, but I don't look at the numbers on my music because if I keep looking at that, I'm going to take it down. I just know myself, and that's going to happen. But I don't look at the numbers. I think about, okay, why did you write this song? How did you feel writing it? How did you feel making that beat right there? It made you feel great, right? So post it because I wrote it for my satisfaction, and I also write music. So I don't care if it's one person. That one person can listen to that song, and it has happened to me before, and they have wrote to me like, keep making music, never stop making music, or your music has helped me, or this song made me emotional in a good way. Like, thank you. I've gotten those notes before. And even though probably that note was like 3 months ago, I don't need a note every day to tell me to continue to make music. That note right there, just like you guys, when you subscribe to our channel, when you listen to the podcast, that one view is important. It matters to us. And it motivates us to keep going because, you know, that's that's what how motivation works. It continues the drive within you to keep going. So I hope that you find that motivation within you to complete your goals in 2025.
You want to hear more of Trisha's treasures? Go right to our YouTube page. By the way, guys, You will now be seeing everything that we put up with our QR codes. Because we know that we all live busy lives. Let's say the healing center is closed and you want to run by the healing center in the community but not exclude it to only the community. I don't care where you are. It'll be worth your drive if you're in and around California. You may come to the window. Our new signs are going to have our QR codes to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. That way, you can find out all about it. Why are we doing it like this? Because we want you to do your homework. We want you to know that you mean more to us. We also want you to start to develop your journey to healing your mental and emotional wellness. Find out all about us. Precious treasures can be heard all throughout our podcast. You will get your fill, you will get a personal look at her, you will be able to find out the things that she's passionate about. And in case you guys have been looking for Vibe Talk After Dark, I'm working on some things because remember what I told you? I don't want to just put out anything. I want you guys to be able to love what you listen to and tell your friends, your neighbors, your family, because there's somebody somewhere at some time that's going to. So hold on. We have not gotten rid of Vibe Talk After Dark. We're coming at you with better. We want to say thank you. As you start your week off, we want you to know that we're here for you. And anytime you want to call in, you can call in. Let's say you're jumping on live with us, okay? Because we're streaming everywhere. Even when we have already the podcast out, you can tell us what you think. If you want us to interview you, you know, if you're in, we'd love to have a firefighter come and talk to us about the fires. So I'm going to be setting that up. And law enforcement, you know, a lot of people are afraid of law enforcement, but I like to get them involved because they are on the front lines of what areas need help. And we're looking for anybody and everybody. Our program is by donations. Our program is free if you want it. We want you to keep in mind any and all donations help from $1 to 1 chair, from 2 chairs to 1 table. Everything does not always have to be in a monetary sense. And we want you to understand that because we do have a GoFundMe. And when we say free, we mean free, but that doesn't mean that we want people to take advantage of us. We want you to appreciate that we have a community center. We want you to appreciate that the community center does not only stop itself, it will extend, it will catch, just like our virtual classes did, our virtual sessions. We didn't believe in ourselves enough to be able to realize that we would be reaching 354 states and even out of the United States. So one hand can help another. We want you to think about our programs as ways of helping people who really need it. We've got people that are dealing with emotional and mental issues that never tell anybody. And if you think that it doesn't affect you, just look around. Celebrities. We don't name drop, but if you've been living, then you understand that mental and emotional help is desperately needed. We see more Starbucks and more stores than we see facilities that help the people. And I'm going to tell you something. Emotional and mental health does not choose life. It's harsh, it's brutal, and people are being affected by it. And that's why we're pushing. That's why Trish and I don't give up, because we know that somebody somewhere needs it. There are lots of lions to be faced, challenges. There are lots of things going on that nobody knows. And it is raw and real. It has affected people that are poor, people that have money, people that have no friends, people that live in the way woods because they don't want to be connected to the hurtful people. So we want you to know, to get motivated, make it your aim to get motivated. And use the toll-free number no matter where you are, 1-888-721-9260. Even if you just want to say hello, you're feeling lonely, you just want to say hello. Hey, I listened to your program. Hey, I've never heard of your program. We want to make the internet powerful. We want the internet to be the reason that you saw us. And the QR codes are going to be on everything that we post from now on. By the way, we're going to have an inside meeting, Trisha and myself, on Wednesday, and we're going to talk about these things, what we want 2025 to look like for all of you. And if you're out there as a emergency rescuer, we want to hear from you and what your experience has been like, because we know that you're under stress. Any law enforcement, any person that has solved a fire, we want to talk to you. We want you to have a place where you can sound off. We want you to have a place where you can give special messages to. We are here for you. Thank you, and we want you to feel motivated. Why? Because it's Monday. Here at Facing the Lion, Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. It's Monday motivation. So let's get motivated. Thank you for joining us. Trish, what is your take home today?
My take home is to is that my take home is that what you say matters, and even though you may not feel a certain way about a certain situation that everybody else feels, you still have to be sensitive and understanding and empathetic about how other people will see it. And motivation it comes from something that matters to you. And so because it matters, I should be motivated to continue to do it. So that's my take home from here.
And my take home is if you are motivated by anything in life, whatever it may be, that you be determined to work on it because you are awesome. What do you all take home from this podcast? You learn anything? Some people have written in, I love the sound of your voice. But really, we want the sound of our voice to be meaningful and not pointless. In other words, did you hear us? Did you listen? And did you so we're expecting growth. If you're listening from South Asia, tell us where you're listening from. If you're listening somewhere in California, tell us where you're listening from. We want to hear from you. We get no brownie points, but we do help you. Our song for the day is Pink's Let's Get This Party Started. Shall we? Let's get motivated. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to the week with you guys. And thank you to my amazing co-host and all of you who are listening. Thank you so much.